Hello. Oh, you guys can hear me. Hey, what's up? Teddy Galloway here. Today is just a normal day in the office. That's it. I'm also just trying to make sure that my mics and stuff work. And yeah, I'm sure you guys can hear me. If you can't, you have to let me know in the chat below, or send me a DM because I'm live streaming on Instagram as well. I don't even know what I look like on Instagram. Let me go check. Yeah. All right. So it looks like you can hear me, see me. Things have gotten started. Let me make the camera look a little bit better. Hold on a second. It makes it look just a little bit sharper. I'm in my office here in Frederick, Maryland. I just got done my first meeting of the day. I came into the office a little bit early, had a shower. Now I am listening to another rainy day in Sweden Nordic lo-fi mix on the TV over there on the other computer, and I am sitting in front of you, exposing myself to the world. I have a setup here at the house. I mean, not the house, at the office, where, like, yeah, like I've got like a thing. So now I have like this whole like setup thing. I have to actually, I have to actually use it. So now I'm going to be presenting myself more often and using my space and my platforms and my voice to deliver outstanding messages for important causes and people. Yeah. And good morning, Poetic Justice. What's going on, my bro? And good morning, Miss Susan. Good morning. All right. Now, let me find out where else I'm showing up on social media. Oh, there we go. Oh, I'm live. Great. So it looks like I'm live on both social media, on Facebook and Instagram, and YouTube, I think. Let me check. Am I live on YouTube? I am live on YouTube. That's weird. It's live on YouTube, but it's not. Oh, it is playing. Oh, hi, YouTube. I didn't know YouTube was working. This is cool. I like being able to live stream in multiple places. Only problem is like some of the live streams I can't see myself, Bonnie. So I can't see where the center of where my face should be unless I'm looking right at it. And looking at it stops me from looking at you and whatever. Okay, I'm just getting myself situated, guys. Give me a break. This is day one of many thousands of days I'll be presenting. All right. So anyway, for those of you who don't know me, because some of you do, my name is Charles Theodore Galloway III. My friends call me Teddy. Your friend, please call me Teddy. And I know things about a lot of things that I don't talk about. But I am one of those people with a voice who doesn't use it. And I feel like I'm not using it because I'm a coward. Now, that is insulting to somebody like me because I'm a Marine and we usually, run in the direction of the bullets, not normally running away, unless it's a advantageous fighting position that we're running to, or some type of move or strategic maneuver that we are using to calculate how we are going to close with and destroy our enemy. So, seeing that the world is full of enemies and bad things and bad people and bad things going on, that those who have the voice of those who have a voice should talk. Now, I'm not always right. My sister and former spouses and even my own children remind me of that. but I am a very open-minded person who likes to take in information, talks to a lot of people, and then speak and try to uncover the truth. There in Arabic, there's a word. It's called kafr, kafrun. And a lot in modern colloquial terms, we say that that is somebody who's a disbeliever, who is an unbeliever, who doesn't have the truth. And the actual word means to be a kafir is somebody who takes something and buries it. It's somebody who takes something that is the truth and buries it. And unfortunately, a lesson that all of us should learn is that when you bury the truth, no matter what infertile or fertile soil, the truth will come out. It will blossom. It will grow. It will have an effect on that land, even if it's bad land. The truth will infect or affect that land. It will have some type of reverberating consequences. So the truth will set you free, but first it will piss you off. And it'll piss you off because it's going to challenge your everyday life. So I'm open, but I'm always open for the purpose of discovering the truth and talking about it. And when I'm thinking about things from a regular everyday life perspective, I think about how can we create a better world for our children? How can we ensure that the blessings that we have, we maintain and we sustain? How can we regenerate things that have been destroyed by our own consequences and our own actions? So these are things that I think about on a day-to-day basis, and that makes me weird. And I hear that all the time. I was in a meeting conference yesterday, and a guy from Sweden was presenting here in town in Frederick. He was presenting to a bunch of us live. And he was talking about principles of regeneration and how communities and cultures are coming together in Europe to implement regeneration. He was talking about it from a perspective of climate change and the environment. And I'm a big proponent of taking care of our environment, not a big proponent of climate change, because I believe if we take care of ourselves and our environment, then our effect on our climate won't be bad. I think that it's really climate change, and every other problem is a human problem. And every human problem is a human relationship problem. And our largest problem is that we have problems being in human relationships as part of community, because we don't focus on building families. So we destroy our communities. And the community is what protects you from governments and tyranny and corporations and everything that they do to harm you and to control you and to manipulate you in order to buy. And the media, which moves the culture, which moves your taste and moves your opinions, which encourages you to be propagandized and ultimately utilize as a tool for other people's wealth gain. And now it's not a big deal. It's not a big problem. You're allowed to live this life. All of us are. But we have to know what we're living with. And here's the challenge. The challenge is that because we have such weak families, we don't have anybody holding us accountable. Because we have weak families not holding us accountable, we have weak communities that hold us accountable. And then there's people in the community who do bad things, and then there's no justice. And when there's no justice, there's no peace. And then things start going down. And then we all look around and we say, how has this been so bad? And how can we change it? And then at the end of the day, we have to realize that in order for us to change, we have to change ourselves. There's a quote from the Quran that says, God will not change the condition of a people until people change the condition of their own minds. I would say that, like the heart flip-flops back and forth, I would say not only conditions of their own minds, but their own hearts. We think that our thoughts live in our heads. They don't. Our thoughts also are generated in our hearts. So we have to not only change the way we think and the way that we move, but the way that we feel and the way that we act in our world in order to change what we're becoming, in order to grow communities and families and be better people. But saying this every day to people all the time would be annoying. And nobody would want to hear this. So here's what I'm committed to doing. I'm going live now, but this was just a test. Here's what I'm committed to doing. Over the next, every day, I think I'm going to sit down, because I get here early in the morning. So every day I'm going to sit down and I'm going to give a Ted's Words of Wisdom. Or just it's not even going to be a Ted's Words of Wisdom, because it's not like it's wise. It's stuff that I need to hear today. I did an experiment last night. It was late. It was like 11. It was right before I fell asleep. And I sent a bunch of people, there's memes that I was sharing, that I was saving all day. And then at the end of the day, I sent memes to people who I thought could benefit from those said memes. Some of them are just motivational things, like telling people to get up and go. Some of them are, giving them the middle finger, my sister Paige. But anyway, what I realized is going to sleep and sending that to a bunch of people who are asleep. It was for one of the first things that they saw when they woke up in the morning, and it generated a lot of good conversations and a lot of good warm feelings. And I just wanted to make sure that some of the people out there knew that I mess with them and I love them and I think they're great. So I want to start doing that. I want to start recording like a 1 minute message and then sending it, like just posting it here. If you guys like it, you like it. If you share it, you share it. I might send it to a couple of friends, but it's whatever advice I need to hear that day or needed to hear the day before based off of the reflections that I do every day at the end of the day, where I figure out how can I be better? A lot of times I'm messed up. Anyway, I hope you guys are out there having an outstanding life. Peace and blessings. It is a work day. I did take a little bit of time out of my day to do this. I guess I could podcast, sure. But I think I'm going to take a little bit of time out of my day just to like drop in and say hi. I had a friend yesterday, high school friend, married high school friend, guys. Don't get bad ideas. Come on, man. It's just somebody checking in. Anyway, she said, she was like, hey, man, I noticed you're back in Facebook. You're a lot more active. You weren't before. Want to check in, see if you're okay. Are you okay? So I'm okay. That's nice, right? Other people checking in. Hey, man, it's nice to see you. Thanks for sending me a message. How you been? I was walking down the street a couple days ago because I'm back here in Frederick right now, right? I haven't been around. So I was walking down the street. One of my best friends from back in the day, Rob Stubb, saw me in his car while he was leaving the post office, in my office across the street from the post office. He sees me walking. I guess I have a certain look and a walk where I'm recognizable, especially being black guys downtown Frederick. Short little black guys downtown Frederick. Anyway, I was, so yeah. And just that spurred a conversation. And now me and the bro are going to hang out next weekend. And then like I ran into two people yesterday. One of them I saw this morning walking. And then another one, brand new face. I know her. She knows me. She's one of like, big wig politicians in the area. Hugs. So it's nice to run into people that I like. It's nice to run into people that I know. It's nice to be a part of a community. It's nice to see things growing. It's cool to be back and around people I know. I was out in this town. I'm not going to say where. Two towns I was in the last couple of years, and both in West Virginia. One of the towns is super, super lovely town, small town, perfect town, small town America, the kind of place that you go when you just want to understand where good Americans are, right? And then there's a town just a little bit of ways away, little town over, and I spent the entire year and I only connected with like 3 people and the whole year. And I felt like I was out on an island out there. And I was also working remotely, working from home all day, every day at home with the kids. I loved working remotely, but it's hard working remotely when there's 2 adults in a room with 2 kids. And all you need to do is focus and concentrate on your work. No arguments, no concerns about food, no daddies, no yelling. No kids running around upstairs while I'm giving an important presentation or running in while I'm literally closing a deal. Oh, man. Hopefully it doesn't happen here in the office. Yeah, anyway. Those are some of my stories. I had another thing. So my buddy Poetic Justice here, he just mentioned podcasts, and he asked me if I was going to do a podcast. Like, yeah, I'll do a podcast. That's what Poetic Justice is on Instagram. Let's see. Let's check Facebook real quick. Nobody else is watching me. That's good. All right. Cool. I'm not really worried about being watched, actually. I just wanted a chance to connect and chat. Yeah, podcast. So one of the things that I offer advice to clients and people that I coach and talk to is that to start a podcast, to basically get their voice out there. Yesterday, somebody asked me, I said, what are your business goals? And they said, well, I just want to do this. I was like, well, don't you want to be seen? She was like, actually, no, I don't want to be seen. All right. So if you don't want to be seen and here's what your business goals are, it sounds to me like you actually don't want a podcast. Okay. And you don't want to put your content. She was like, yeah, I just want to be small and help people. Impact. So I was asking about impact, reach, and financial goals. A podcast allows you to gain more reach. And in order to have a greater impact, it's one of those content management, content production strategies. I'm interested in that, and I probably should do it, but I need to be more measured about how I do it. Right now, I'm just talking, I'm just having a chit chat because I can. And because I'm taking a break and I can be social and personable and connect with people, perhaps. or just give myself a chance to reflect. But in a podcast, I'd want to make it more deliberate. I want to make it more succinct, and I'd want to have it very well planned. And I'd want to talk about things that are important to the world. Um, or to important, at least from my perspective. Yeah. Anyway, I think I will do a podcast. If I do it, it's probably going to be on international relations, geopolitics, the Middle East war, weapons of mass destruction, national security, cybersecurity type of things. Those are the things that I talk about and care about. AI on a daily basis, medical freedom, and also medical practice. Somehow I've gotten into those conversations, not on purpose. Not on purpose. Not on purpose. Um, I could give you a tour, but I don't want to. Maybe another day. I'll set up another camera. When I actually do my podcast, I'll make like a whole video. Like you'll see me like coming in my door because I have another TV and set video set up over there. So maybe I'll do it at like different spaces. Anyway, one other thing that came up in a conversation was somebody was like, "You're 40." I was like, "Yeah, you don't look 40." I was like, "I do. Thank you for the compliment." But I think what the reason why they asked me was I was 40. We were talking about like life events, like major life events, and I mentioned three of them that are kind of weird, and that and like three major life events that left an impact on me. And I also realized like there's stories and lessons in these in a lot of these experiences that I lived, and somebody in their 20s would never have the idea unless somebody in their 40s tells them. So I'm going to do a lot more of that. That'll probably be a separate thing. Maybe that'll be a, I don't know. Maybe I'll turn it into like a video series of my stupid stories. Maybe I'll probably actually, well, I've done this before, where I've like had like an anonymous pen name and like I wrote a bunch of stuff that seemed fanciful but actually happened. That's always fun. Anyway, this is a normal rant with me, 30 minutes in the office. I need to go get some coffee here shortly. I have another meeting coming up at 12:30, and in between that time, between now and 12:30, I've got some documentation I've got to build, and some notes that I got to send, and some people I've got to support. So, yeah. All right, let me see what I look like on here. Yeah. Okay. Also, I cut my hair by myself, and I messed up really bad twice. So now my hair's looking all stupid. And somebody give me advice on style because I'm terrible at style. I got a suit hanging over there, but I'm used to wearing just like basic t-shirts, but I'm sure I can look a lot better. And that would make me present myself a lot better. Anyway, peace be with you. God bless you. Salaam alaikum. Shalom. Sawabona. Namaste. What's up? This is your homeboy, Teddy. Teddy Galloway, otherwise known as whatever the heck I am known on, whatever social media channel we're talking. I hope you guys have an outstanding day. Peace and blessings. Bye-bye. But before I say completely bye-bye, I have to figure out what button I actually have to hit to say bye-bye, bye-bye.